Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, at that time of the week, we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your often humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my lovely co-host, Michael Labune, and the spirit of the class squatch, Andrew Teedy. We're going to have some funny memes, but first, patented, trademarked, very essential component of Facebook for the Blind, the depressing news. Yes, we started doing the depressing news back during COVID because time had lost all meaning and we just needed a few, pointers to keep track of where we were in the time-space continuum, what with the tears and all. So we do the news, and what will today be remembered for? So you can look back on this episode and say, hey, that's what was going on. So a lot of stuff happened. Let's see, in the top stories here, U.S. soldier snuck his way into North Korea. That was pretty bizarre. Michigan Attorney General has charged 16 GOP activists who falsely claimed to be electors in a bid to aid Trump. So that's actually some degree of progress there. It was Bastille Day on the 16th, so happy Bastille Day to all of you who celebrate. Of course, everybody's talking about the dozens of heat records that can be broken in the oppressive heat wave. I noticed this one, this colorized map here, and we have an actual agent on the ground, so I believe we can get confirmation of this, Sammy. That is, we are on day 18 of temperatures above 115 degrees, and confirmed for 19 in a row tomorrow already. Yay! USA! We're number one.
We did it, everybody.
We did it. I noticed that a lot of the heat maps were like, look at the colors in this. This is as psychedelic a weather map as I've ever seen, and I've seen some weird weather in my time. But yeah, I was most focused, and Sammy, is primarily because of you. I was like, that is a hot place. 117.
For our listeners on the podcast, it's a map with a bunch of different colors.
This is true. With the temperature gradient scale there from 70s in yellow to 120 in psychedelic fuchsia, which is all over the southwestern part of the country. So I noticed that a lot of people chose to tone it down. to be a little less freaky with this color contrast here. Triple digit forecast, but look, when you just pull it down to just the psychedelic fuchsia and you just eliminate all the other colors from the map and make it look like that's normal, then 120 degrees in Palm Springs doesn't look so bad. I noticed that ABC News decided to just say very hot. That's simple. It keeps it a little calmer. USA Today took it a step further and made the map very flat and boring. Look at how reassuring this is. It's just those purple places there. See those counties there? Hardly anything to worry about. It's not like there's psychedelic fuchsia all bleeding into oranges and reds and yellows to indicate extreme heat, extreme air conditions. Absolutely the weirdest weather. And I think that wraps up the weirdest weather report. Nope, I forgot. The scientists over on Twitter with the climate analyzer, they discovered how to make it even more boring. Look at this. This is why science is not communicating well. This is record global temperatures, July 3rd through the 15th, 2023. And they're like off the chart, but you could never tell because this chart is black and white and in Celsius. I was like, you guys got to get some psychedelic fuchsia. Let me get you some good news here. Looked it up. And in 2023 in America, we are actually addressing climate change with renewable energy sources. Currently, over 20% of American renewable energy sources are now, our energy is coming from renewables. So wind and hydropower and solar and geothermal that do not cause any kind of carbon footprint, which is fantastic. Clean energy is dominating all the U.S. plant capacity. 50% that has come online has been solar. We've had real remarkable drops in improvements in efficiency and drops in prices for things like batteries. All kinds of cool things are happening. In fact, new report just came out this month. Renewable energy sector is on track to hit net zero goals by 2030. On track. like several countries are actually like, we're doing it. We're doing it. And this is an image of like some solar panels with some sheep grazing beneath it. And I think that's adorable. In Crazy World, though, you have people like unfriend of the show, actually Legion of Doom member of the show, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who filed 6 amendments to prohibit sending like F-16s to Ukraine, which I couldn't really understand why that was a crazy Republican position, except maybe Trump. I guess Trump talked about pulling out of NATO, and Bolton said he wanted to pull out of NATO. He's saying, if I get back in office, I'll pull out of NATO, and we will not sell them F-16s. I'm not sure what he was saying, but anyway. Friend of the show, Lindy Lee, posted this little thing. It just said Tommy Tuberville shut down military appointments this week, actually, to stop us from having reproductive rights. Ted Cruz shut down the government to stop us from having health care. McCarthy tried to shut down the economy to stop us from having Social Security. Folks, the call is coming from inside the House.
Of Representatives.
Of Representatives. By the way, it was pointed out to me, these are actually all senators. So moving on. The big news, of course, is the Titanic union of both the Hollywood Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, with the Writers Guild in a joint strike, an event that has not happened since the 1960s when Ronald Reagan was the president of the Actors Union. Such a long, dramatically different time ago.
Gotta be honest with you here, Eric. I'm really torn on this one because while I am pro-union, I don't give a fuck about rich people.
Oh, well, that's interesting you should say that, because actually the Hollywood moguls, who are in opposition to the 170,000 workers in the Actors Union, have actually come out and revealed their strategy. In Deadline, Hollywood Studios' strike endgame is to let writers go broke before resuming talks in fall. Unnamed sources basically saying, we're going to let them lose their house, we're going to let them lose their apartment, and then they'll come back to the table like, begging. So, and, a lot of people pointed out that was part of it is the starvation of the money thing. And you don't starve out rich people. So I don't think it's directed at them. John Cusack, one of the rich people, said studios want to have extras work one day, scan their likeness, and then own it forever. Eliminate them from the business. So they can just, populate the backgrounds with just copies of scanned AI-driven actors that worked one day. You know what I mean? And he said, that's what AI is, a giant copyright identity theft, criminal enterprise. We had no idea this would happen. They say in 10 years, when the scope and scale of the plunder is revealed, it's in the business model. The algorithms serve the profit motive, and the AI savage capitalism. Oh man, I'd lost the thread of that. John Cusack was smart though. He was talking about the AI. But in answer to yours, yeah, you're not, Michael, you're talking about the actors. Here's the actual breakdown. 71% of actors work for less than 40 grand a year. And I couldn't get any finer grain on this by
Is that people in the union? I just don't feel like that's people in the union.
This is the union. This is where the numbers come from.
Man, I don't. Oh, is it really? I don't know shit about Hollywood. Let me shut the fuck up. And you just keep doing your bit.
No, I love it. Step in. That's cool. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Michael Matthews, I believe, we were like sharing online about that actor from NCIS.
Yeah, Michael's dunking on me in the chat. He says most writers and actors don't make much. All right. These are my people. Fucking, I'm still pro union.
now the thing that's
over.
Now the thing that's worrisome is that all our hopes are now pinned on Fran Drescher. I mean, sure, yeah, I like the nanny. I mean, Mr. Sheffield, but like, but I don't. Okay, that's cool. All right, moving on. There was a bunch of other crap, but who cares? Hey, our friend of the show, Dr. Avi Lieb, the guy who thinks he found fragments of an alien spacecraft in the bottom of the ocean, and God bless him, because that's exactly, I didn't know I needed a Harvard physicist in my life talking about UFOs, but that's awesome. He's actually super in trouble because apparently, even though the paperwork was kind of filed with Papua New Guinea, it was kind of like half-assed. So they're actually being accused of it's sort of like the same thing as like grave robbing from another country. But anyway, Papua New Guinea, if those do turn out to be alien fragments, I just realized they're going to be some of the most valuable fragments of metal in the entire world. And Papua New Guinea could become much richer per capita. But yeah, too fun. We always close out every bit of the depressing news with a heartwarming animal story. And of course, the theme animal of Facebook for the Blind. And Andrew, this is for you, is the giraffe. Record-breaking Burmese python, as long as a giraffe is tall, caught in Florida. We see here a python draped over the arms of two men that are standing apart. So there we go, 19-foot python.
Yeah, but it doesn't roll off the tongue as well as, the giraffe thing.
As long as a giraffe? No, of course not. But this is posted
funny
by...
enough, though, 19-foot python was my nickname in college.
That's awesome.
No, the hell it wasn't.
I had a pet snake.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Dude, fess up. That was your failed drag name, and we all know it. This was posted. The Python story was posted. Of course, it was caught in Florida. I don't know if you missed that. You probably didn't need that detail. You were like, oh, that's a Florida. But posted by a friend of the show, Amanda Cohen, who points out that once again, the giraffe is a standard of measurement. Americans avoiding the metric system again.
Yeah, because we're not Euro trash.
Hey, I'm descended from Euro trash, punk. All right. Well, that is pretty much the news from Facebook for the Blind for July 18th, 2023. Now I hand it off to my beautiful co-host, Michael Labune, with a nice long round one. For July 18th, 2023. Now I hand it off to my beautiful co-host, Michael Labune, with a nice long round one.
Here comes my nice long round one. Starting off with Satan for the whole round at S8N, friend of the show, Satan. Got a picture of God looking down from heaven, and it says, has the power to end world hunger. And then you look a little closer, and there's a guy jerking it on the beach, and it says, watches you masturbate instead. The Hard Times News, friend of the show, The Hard Times, they're reporting that dead metalhead surprised to find out Satan is actually more of a Dave Matthews fan.
Oh!
That doesn't surprise me. I've been to Charlottesville.
Uh-huh.
Andrew, at Andrew Chaining, says, Jesus on the cross. I hope you guys make some cool necklaces about this. You haven't picked up on the theme yet. My round one's going to be wholesome because it's all religious. Here's a picture of Satan doing a sick, skateboard trick, and there's like some demons that are really impressed, and it's written in old timey like monk font, and it says, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was the rad mellum grab he did that one time. That one time. I got about 3 more for this round. Oh, here we have a really interesting comparison of God versus Satan. Interestingly, they have a picture of Baphomet for Satan, but whatever. So sure. God versus Satan committed genocide, or genocides plural. I don't know, any guesses? That's a green check for God, big fat X for Satan. So, yeah. Asked a man to kill his only child. Well, that would be God. Nope, Satan never did that. Allowed slavery? God. Not Satan. Made women inferior to men? God evidently did that, according to this. Satan did not do that. Caused all the suffering in the world. That's God, not Satan. Convinced 2 people to eat fruit. Well, that one's Satan and not God. This is clearly scientific. Here we have an actual headline. A pastor dies after 30 days of fasting to beat Jesus's record. That's right. This pastor was trying to beat Jesus' record, so he he's fasting, and after 30 days of fasting, he dies. Well, we have Jesus at the real JC, friend of the show, Jesus at the real JC, responds to this headline and just says, "Get fucked, poser." And I think this is my last one for round one. That's right. Here we go. Aliens invade. They say, "Earthlings, we have killed your leaders, destroyed your economy, and are here to take over your government." Humans, "Oh, thank fucking God." Wait, what? And that's all I have for round one. Back to you, Eric.
Nice. For those who haven't seen it before, this is ostensibly the wholesome round. You can probably tell that from many of Michael's memes. Nice. For those who haven't seen it before, this is ostensibly the wholesome round. You can probably tell that from many of Michael's memes. Getting right back to it. Okay. Let's see here. Where're my buttons?
Going hole in the wholesome round.
Putting the hole in the wholesome round. Yes, perfect. This one is Rod Sterling from Twilight Zone with a thought bubble, and it says, "Imagine, if you will, a world in which YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook merge to become known as YouTwitface."
Stupid.
Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul, Trash Can, thank you
Woo!
so much for the cards and letters, and tell your mother we said hello. This one has a picture of 4 people in the woods near an aqueduct or one of those, like creeks, with a metal pipe coming out, and they all have lampshades on their heads. And one of the guys is squatting with his hands in the, kind of a thing, and it just says, "Become incomprehensible." Which, it's just like after so many become ungovernables was like, this is compelling. Friend of the show, Jamie, passes on Vicious Nuisance at Slime Fiend, who says, "Thinking about that time I went into a planetarium and somebody booed when they showed Earth."
That was a millennial for sure.
IFL Science comments, vibes, man. Friend and co-founder of Facebook for the Blind, George Cruikshank, Mr. Cruikshank, now that he's married.
Love you, George.
Has reposted this one from the blessed one at it doesn't matter. Dude took 4 years of graphic design, got a job, and created this. And we see a picture of a hamster smoking a spliff, an enormous spliff with a huge cherry on it and a column of smoke. And it says, "WTLG Local 10 News. Police say nearly 1,200 pounds of pot missing from a warehouse was eaten by mice." Dude took 4 years of graphic design.
It's perfect.
Moving on, it was Bastille Day. Just like to pass on this wholesome thought that a friend of the show, Kate, has said that you should contact, in honor of Bastille Day, you should contact your congresspeople and tell them you expect nothing less than systemic justice for all their work. And if you want to throw in something about having a guillotine or the names of personal oligarchs, that'd be on brand. This one I believe was passed on by my friend Mike, who said, "Making a memorable summer for the kids. 6 cups of water, 1 cup of corn syrup, 2 cups regular strength Joy dish soap. These are industrial strength, unpoppable bubbles." And we see a father and daughter. They're making these enormous bubbles. And then Woodgill comments on it below, "It's been 10 years. The bubbles remain in my yard, waiting for their demise, stalking my children, haunting the town. Townsfolk no longer talk to us for creating such abominations. Tonight I end it all. I can no longer take the pressure of creating such nature-defying creatures against God's will." Enormous.
Eric, let me tag on to this. When I was a kid, we were on a road trip, and my dad bought me a comb, for my hair.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we walk out of the gas station, I fucking snap it in half.
Oh.
And my dad looks at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He's like, "Son, why would you do that?" I put it back together and showed him. It said unbreakable.
Oh,
I
oh
was
my
like,
God. Dude, either you just planted that memory in my head or I have the exact same memory for the exact same reason.
I think that word tempted a lot of us.
Those capitalist bastards are genius. Fran Drescher. A lot of people don't remember her as that young, fresh-faced 21-year-old in the very first episode of Fame. I'm gonna live. You guys too young to remember this, man. I freaking love this show. And I was watching it with my kid because my kid loves dancing. And this is like, I thought it'd be wholesome. There's like prostitutes in like episode 2. So it's on par with
We support
church.
sex workers.
Huh?
I said we support sex workers.
We do support sex workers, but you know, the last time I had to take my kid into the sanctuary at church and the minister said the word about 18 times, and I'm just cringing there going, don't ask me. I don't want to explain this, but don't ask me this. Maybe that's just me. That's probably just me. Friend of the show, Mike, has some Google auto suggests. I love these Google auto suggests. They've typed in there, why aren't there? And the first responses are, why aren't there guns in Harry Potter? Why aren't there E grades? Why aren't there B batteries? Why aren't there dinosaur ghosts? Top Google auto suggest. And I am sad. Art by Vea has passed off this wonderful cartoon portrait of an orca. And it says, it's captioned, billionaires are food, not friends. And Art by Vea says, the orcas have spoken about yachts. Billionaires are food, not friends. Bloop, bloop. Chow Long No. Oh, friend of the show, Chow Long No. Thank you so much for the cards and letters. Please, next time I gotta ask you about your mom too. They popped it into an AI. Which one should be replaced with AI? Studio CEOs in Hollywood, or writers and actors? And lo and behold, confirmation. Screenwriting involves creativity, imagination, and storytelling skills, which are difficult for AI to replicate. AI may be able to analyze data on successful screenplays, provide insights. In conclusion, while AIs can assist with some aspects of both roles, it is more likely to be better suited for tasks related to a corporate CEO than screenwriting. And it's like, seriously, honestly, I really wish America would get hip to top management just being full of people that are, I mean, you could replace them with a flipping coin, literally. And it would make no difference in the operation of the company. Anyway, that's so weird. I just happen to have this picture from Google Maps of where that CEO's house is in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California. I'm sure everybody knows where it is. This one's a classic. My last one from Glow Fuck Yourself. Glow Fuck Yourself, friend of the show. Thanks for posting. I think this is one of yours, Michael, actually. We have a woman flying off of a swing, but apparently not putting her feet out, and it just says fucking narcolepsy. Fucking narcolepsy. She's sleep giving off straight. Yeah, poor thing. No actual memes were harmed in the production of this meme. I'm pretty sure. Back to you, sir, for what do we call this one? The irreverent round. That's right. Round 2, ostensibly irreverent.
All right.
Irreverent round.
I'll do it. Round 2.
Round 2.
It's a picture of a tortoise or a turtle rather snorting lines of coke off of another turtle's shell. Looks like while they're mating. And it says, "This is what happens when you don't recycle plastic straws."
Nice.
I like this. It's not really funny, but I really liked it a lot. It's a map of Chicago, and it says a New Yorker's Guide to Chicago.
Oh, very popular. Yes.
Yeah. The Gold Coast is labeled Manhattan, and then just due to the west of that is Brooklyn. South side's labeled the Bronx. Queens is like the suburbs, and south of the south side is labeled Staten Island.
Dude, I love that. Oh, that was hilarious.
I was like, exactly right.
Dude, I was like, wait a minute, do they have deer with herpes there? What?
So here we have looks like some sort of game. I like to think it's like spades or something. I don't know. The table is labeled the doctor saying I have 24 hours to live. There's a man playing a card. He's labeled my deodorant, and the card he's playing is 48-hour protection.
Wait, what? 48 hours to live? Oh, 48 hours.
So the doctor says I only have 24 hours to live, but he's playing his 48-hour protection card because he's the deodorant. Eat shit, doctor. Oh man, this is this guy. New friend of the show, but it is we are fast friends here, and I don't know how to say his name. Gripe Jokes, Greip Jokes. He's a Icelandic comedian. That's right, a comedian who lives in Iceland, and he fucking cracks me up. It's a picture of him. Well, it looks like he's just biting a piece of grass or like a plant or like a weed, but not like marijuana weed, just like a regular ass weed, and he's biting it, leaning against a rock, and it says, "The moment I realized that the opposite of volcano is not a glacier, but a volcano."
Oh god, volcanoes.
So fucking stupid.
It's terrible.
Trash Can Paul. Trash Can Paul is back. Round two. Retweeting Sigs, friend of the show, Sigs. Sigs, without you, we literally wouldn't be here at Doing Cigarettes. I have a picture of Chipotle here, the to-go rack, and it says, "Trippy to think about, but if the pandemic never happened, Chipotle would have never installed the free shelf." We love you. We love you, Trash
Oh
Can.
shit.
I got 3 more memes for this round. This one comes to us from Aquarius.Feels. That's right. I like to read about myself. And this lady is asking, this is an old painting, and one gal is asking another gal, she says, "What is the first thing you notice when someone tries to approach you?" And the other girl is labeled Aquarius. So what is the first thing you notice when someone tries to approach you? Aquarius answers, the audacity. 2 more. Here we have a picture of a lady. I don't know. Are these sharks? These are some kind of small sharks.
Sure.
Anyway, she's kneeling down on a deck, and the deck goes down into this pool, and the pool is filled with sharks. And she's petting these sharks. The lady is labeled tattoo artist, and the sharks are labeled people who need a therapist. My last meme for round 2 has a picture of a couple with tons of tattoos, and they're holding a newborn baby. And it says, "I'm always surprised when a heavily tattooed couples have a baby and it comes out blank."
Nice.
The word blank was far and away my favorite part of that.
That's awesome.
Anyway, that's it for me for round 2. Back to you, Sizemore.
All right, gonna be short because I'm not feeling good and I'm not doing a good job.
Oh, you're doing a fine job, Eric.
I'm punk rock. I'm kicking it out. Rock. I'm kicking it out. All right, round 2, the irreverent round. Yeah, I'm not feeling all that irreverent. I don't know what's going on. Oh,
wow, you feeling more reverent? Just like regular reverent?
Like Reverend Light. I don't know.
Okay, like a reverent adjacent.
Yeah, just like barely naughty.
Oh, sure.
Friend of the show, Amanda Cohen made a post earlier, and she's going to make a second appearance here with "What's this movie about?" And it's mostly white comedians standing just with heads pointing in various places, and one of them has a microphone. Amanda's behind a microphone. There's a guy with a fly swatter or a spatula for some reason. She said, "What is this movie about?" And I just said, I don't know, probably Amway.
Essential oils, Eric. Get with the times.
It's essential oils. Now that's really funny because I was like, maybe the Rapture. I mean, there's a guy on a unicycle flying into the sky. Maybe it's it's got that low quality production of like a Christian straight to
Bad.
DVD.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sorry. Friend of the show, Dr. Colleen, posts this from Word Porn. It says, I don't know the secret of happiness, but I'll tell you what, I've never been sad at a Mexican restaurant. And I gotta say,
Pretty sure.
I was like, I thought back and I was like, yeah. Friend of the show, Steven up in Canada, North proper, posts this picture of a coffee mug. It's got a sticky note on it. And it says, warning, ... huge aggressive spider under this cup. Do not pick up until ready to squash it. But there's been a hole torn in it and some little fragments like left next to it. It just says best office prank award goes to.
That's good.
Huge aggressive spider. Yeah, last time I kept thinking about the zip ties with the harmonica. I was like, that's underneath a truck. I'm like, I almost bought a harmonica.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah. Friend of the show, Tiffany, reposts Catherine Smith, who says, I've had enough. I'm just going to put all my crystals in a sock and start swinging. That was a fun vibe. Friend of the show, Goonie Jace, posts Yarn Wars, free crochet and knit community, says, this is how I feel about my whips, I think. They've reposted Celeste Labeds, who says, I don't put projects under the back burner. I put them under the floorboards, where the ever louder beating of their hearts drives me slowly to madness. Oh, God. Oh, that was a good one. It was a literary joke. Oh, yeah. I hope all of you watched Ron Perlman look into the camera and talk to the CEOs that are causing the strikes right now. And the actor says, I got a little heated on social media. He says, because he said, you're wishing people lose their house. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. And Ron, which may or may not be connected to the picture of his house that I posted on Google Maps. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of random things, and I'm on a lot of cold medicine right now.
When you see Ron Perlman, what's the character that immediately comes to mind for you?
Hellboy.
Who is Hellboy?
Hellboy.
1000%. Yeah.
Hellboy.
I know he was on that motorcycle show thing. Don't give a shit. He's Hellboy.
I know. That's where I'm at too. I love his voice. Yeah. It's amazing. Anyway.
Also weirdly Beast from the live action Beauty and the Beast circa like 1993, but we don't have to talk about that now.
Anyway, great. Oh my God, I just realized he did the voice of the Cyclops.
It looks like this.
He did the Cyclops in one of the Percy Jackson movies too. It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
I think that's right, yeah.
Ron Perlman clarified his statement on the studio execs. He said, I don't wish anybody any harm, because he is really classy and has a lot of lawyers who advised him to very quickly do that.
Emma called him right after that.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, sweetie, got to clarify that statement.
Yeah, dial it back. But it's quite poignant. If I wasn't worried about copyright dings, I would have played it on the show tonight. Google Ron Perlman. Fucking great. Friend of the show and co-founder of Facebook for the Blind in the running again, posting two signs in a front lawn. One of them says, slow down, kids live and play here. And next to it is no speed bumps on 1300 South. Scan this QR code to sign the petition. I thought was hilarious. Friend of the show, Marty, says, for fuck's sake. And I'm like, yeah, exactly, for fuck's sake. But my favorite take on this that freaking killed me was that his friend Matthew says, what's funny about this? And George breaks the classic comedy rule and explains to him, you can't have it both ways. And I was like, you should have used another meme to demonstrate that, because he needs some basic principles here. But anyway, my last and final take of this round is that at first I thought they were redirecting you to an alternative street that did not have speed bumps. Like, yeah, fuck their kids. Hey, there's no speed bumps on 13th South.
Listen, I'm just here to protect these children.
These children.
No, they're right.
Other neighborhoods, fuck them kids.
All right, kicking off round 3.
Oh,
The penultimate round. Kicking off round 3.
Oh,
The penultimate round.
So fast.
This is it says finally got my autobiography published, and it's the DSM-5.
Jesus, dude, that's a joke I would have made in 4th grade.
I know, it's so cheesy. Here's a picture of vinyl. It's like from Obscurus Vinyl, friend of the show, Obscurus Vinyl, and there's a picture of a 1970s-ish looking guy with a beard and a denim shirt and some brown pants, and it just says, "Sorry, I might die. My dong touched the inside of the toilet bowl."
Oh God.
He does look very pensive.
God, you just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Man. Oh, it's so bad when that happens. Whew. Especially when you're just having a sit down pee and you didn't have to sit down, but you just did sit down, and now you're like, I could have done this so much differently. Debbie Downer, friend of the show, Debbie Downer, she sings, "I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul." And then a picture of the river, and it's like whitewater rapids with some people being thrown out of a raft. Mason Meninga, friend of the show, Mason Meninga. Hey, Mason. Says no one, absolutely no one. Evangelicals, when people have equal rights, we are in the last stage.
Jesus.
Oh man, this is, and you thought regular ISIS was bad, and at first you look up at this is a business, and the name of the business is Turbo Analysis. It says, and you thought regular ISIS was bad, but then you see analysis is spelled with no Y, so it says Turbo Anal ISIS.
That was my failed drag name back in the 90s.
Welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Turbo Anal ISIS, isn't she lovely?
You know, it in my mind it rolled off the tongue better.
Friend of the show, Emily Heller, at Mr. Emily Heller, says, if you don't find farts funny, then you're a loser. Because you're choosing to have less joy in your life, but the exact same amount of farts. I got 2 more for this round. This is coming to us from Sio, S-I-O, at Best in Sio, who says, wearing shorts is so embarrassing. Like, here are my legs, I guess. Jesus Christ. And my last meme for this round, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most, is Trash Can Paul taking the lead with this post. It's a picture of the Dead Sea. It says, "This is the Dead Sea, the saltiest place on earth, next to your bitch ass." And that's all I've got for round 3. Back to you, Eric.
Oh man. Stretch. Awesome.
Stretch my back, both my chins.
Both your chins?
Yep.
All
All
right.
stretched.
All right. Okay. Gonna do a short round and we're just gonna make it good. That's just what we're gonna do. And I'll edit it in post. I'll edit it in post and other things. And other things that I say.
Just give us like 3 little memes.
3 little memes?
Yeah.
Is that like 3 little piggies?
Just 3 little memes.
And he
Hey, Nan.
huffed, he puffed. Hey, Nan, how you doing?
Eric's getting ready to do his round 3. He's gonna do like 3 or 4.
Yep.
Eric's getting ready to do his round 3. He's gonna do like 3 or 4.
Yep. This one's from friend of the show, Jason, reposting Shane Watson with the double panel of the girl and the guy talking on their phones at night. And she says, "Babe, I'm not in a good place right now," with a sad face. And he says, "You indicator?" I think we've done it before, but it works everywhere.
No,
Doesn't
no
matter,
shaggable men indicator or Danville.
Anytime it comes around, you gotta do it.
Yeah. You know, I remember, and I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I've had friends that lived in Champaign and worked in Decatur, and I said, "How's that?" And they said, "I cry all the way." This was from friend of the show, Mike Ingram for everyone. If you're not following Mike Ingram for everyone, you are missing out. My friend Leah captioned this, "Ugh, all I wanted was a back massage." And it's one of these classic paintings of like Greeks and togas, and the man is like grabbing the woman's boob, and she's got this eye roll, and her mouth is going, "Ugh, all I wanted was a back massage." Really liked it. Father Nathan Monk, friend of the show, Father Nathan Monk, and resident father, I think, actually.
Yeah, he's priest of the show. Yeah.
Reposting Sanders Studios here. Says pros of having a brain that makes very fast associations, good comebacks and jokes. Cons of having a brain that makes very fast associations. That story about how you broke your foot reminded me of a fun fact about lizards. Oh, doesn't that feel comfortable? It's just like, wow, I just tried it on and it's so me. Friend of the show, George Cruikshank, in the show third time.
Wow.
Sharing a memory from 3 years ago from the ancient year of 2020, who's got Frank at 173869 saying, "Y'all still tweeting off iPhones and Androids?" Posted July 20th from his Samsung smart fridge freezer. Y'all still tweeting up iPhones? Man. This next one's from friend of the show, Season, who's passed back an iMessage exchange. The first person says, "In case you were wondering, me and my husband can see you half naked smoking from that bong through your front window across the street." And the response is, "Do I look cool?" Friend of the show, Marco says, "Only half? Let me know when showtime is either way." Okay. Friend of the show, Jamie, in the show a second time with the Lego French Revolution set, and it's just minifig heads, just a whole box of minifig heads. So cool. This one, another Lego coming from friend of the show, Chuck, from the Sci-Fi World Museum. If you're not following the Sci-Fi World Museum, cool. It's the Star Wars George Lucas with $4.5 billion Lego set. Just a minifig of George and a bunch of those little green flat Legos with the 2 dots on it. Pretty big box. Like, you like boxes. That's a pretty good one. I cannot believe that friend of the show, Jason Jester, posted a headline joke, and neither Mary nor Andrew TD sent it to me, nor did you use it. And so anyway, I kind of have to, because I usually let TD call dibs on the Jason Jester, but this headline is
that toe thing though.
Yeah. China Ferrari sex orgy death crash.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. And neither of us was cool enough to have that as a band name in high school, but we would have. We would have.
Sex orgy death crash. Like, if I saw they were playing at like 7th Street Entry here in Minneapolis, I'd fucking be there.
Sure. Oh, of course. You know what? I know that reference. I know the importance of that place you just mentioned. That's very cool.
Look at you, hipster.
Yeah. Prince and whatnot. Okay, moving on. Last one. Friend of the show, Ty Koza, posts a button that a woman is holding up, and it says, "We add more genders every time you complain."
Fuck it. That button is my gender now.
My gender is come back with a warrant. Come back with a warrant, pig.
Was that round 3 for you?
That was round 3 for me. Just my post with the most.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We are here.
One of my favorite memes from this year just said, my pronouns are no, don't. And then it said, do not refer to me. All right. My post with the most this week. I do want to point out, too, before we do this, I know I'm stalling, but here's the thing. by my count, George and Trash Can are in a dead heat.
Really?
Coming into the post with the most with 3 each.
Ooh, hey, I kind of screwed up, so I'm gonna do one last one before this because you always tell me I miscount. So let me make this not I also post with the most, but you need to know but you need to know this one. This is posted by a friend of the show, Antonio Aguilar. And if you're not following Antonio Aguilar, you're missing out. We have a grandpa and his child sitting by the campfire, and the child is saying, "Well, what if the heckler actually gets the better of me and comes off funnier in the reel?" And grandpa says, "Still post it. Views are views. Just say you destroyed them in the description."
Good advice.
Right?
Good advice.
Some of this stuff is, important.
All right, here we go. My post with the most. Here we go. My post with the most. This week it comes from Trash Can Paul.
Shock. Oh, putting him over the top.
George. I had no way of knowing it was going to go this way.
Sure.
He posts a picture of the map of the United Kingdom. That's right. This is a picture of the map of the United Kingdom, and it says in big, bold, impact font, "If you live here, shut the fuck up." All right, Eric, what's your post with the most?
Oh my God, that is so great. My post with the most is a blue flag marked safe from making Ron Perlman so mad that he looked deeply into my soul while insinuating something bad might happen to my house today. From Father Nathan Monk. Father Nathan Monk closing out the show. That is easy. I know.
Did we do it?
We did it. That's the show. That constitutes a fully, wholly, legally complete episode of Facebook for the Blind for July 18th, 2023. Until next time, we love you. Mwah.
Love you, George.
Woo!
Even though I did technically help the Trash Can win.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.